It is not the strongest that walks away from a hunt, but the one willing to stay longer. Hyenas do not rush to attack. They follow, apply pressure, and wait for mistakes to surface. Each burst of laughter is a test of endurance. In today's video, the viewer will see how hyenas turn patience into a dangerous weapon. This confrontation does not begin with hunger, but with a display of authority. The male lion restrains its opponent without urgency, cutting off every option to resist. The hyena struggles, yet every movement only reveals the gap in strength. As night falls, a meal becomes the center of rising tension. The lions are not just feeding, they are guarding. The scent draws hyenas closer, but boldness quickly turns into miscalculation. The male lion reacts instantly, without hesitation. In the dark, territory is enforced through action, not warning. The quiet beneath the tree is broken by a sudden surge forward. The male lion selects a target and closes in within moments. This time, the hyenas do not scatter. Their unity forces the stronger predator to reassess the cost. On the plains, numbers do not guarantee victory, but they can prevent disaster. A large carcass turns the hyena into a focal point. Wild dogs do not test or negotiate. They overwhelm with constant pressure. Each attempt to hold ground is worn down by speed and numbers. Collective force erodes resolve faster than any direct challenge. A lapse in awareness allows danger to close in too quickly. The lion remains concealed until the moment is right. The approach is clean and decisive, leaving no time to respond. The hyena chooses the wrong target, and the balance shifts immediately. The donkey does not flee or panic. A forceful response disrupts the predator's intent. Initiative alone does not always secure the advantage. A sound from the mound breaks the stillness. The lion recognizes it as both an opportunity and a future threat. Action follows without hesitation or second guessing. This is not random cruelty, but a territorial response shaped by long-term survival. Under pressure from superior numbers, the hyena recognizes that direct confrontation would only worsen the situation. It retreats toward the water, where the opponent's pursuit rhythm is disrupted. As the environment shifts, the advantage is immediately neutralized. In the wild, rapid adaptation can be more effective than strength alone. A calm surface conceals a danger that offers no warning. One misstep is enough for the hyena to leave the familiar ground behind. In this environment, speed and reflexes, once reliable assets, no longer provide an advantage. A sharp sense of smell leads the hyenas to active feeding sites. Their numbers allow them to approach through constant harassment. One group holds attention, while another exploits the opening. Taking food here is not about force, but about precise coordination. Individuals separated from the group quickly enter a danger zone. Hyenas close in through sustained pressure without direct engagement. The lion can only maintain distance through warning roars. In the wild, isolation is often more dangerous than injury itself. Forced into a narrow corner, the lion holds position under rising pressure. The sound carries far, drawing additional individuals into the scene. That presence alone shifts the balance. The hyenas withdraw, leaving a warning delivered through the pursuit itself. This intrusion crosses an invisible boundary. The lioness is driven upward to maintain a safe distance. Pressure builds moment by moment until the situation seems beyond recovery. The return of the male lion immediately reverses the balance. In the lion's world, timely presence can end any pursuit. Familiar boldness leads the hyena toward an opponent that cannot be easily imposed upon. The python coils tightly, with constriction reflexes that are fast and precise. Every probing move carries greater risk than expected. There are encounters where the act of approaching is already the wrong choice. The silence convinces the hyena that the danger has passed, but it is only a perfectly timed deception. The hippopotamus turns back with explosive force, erasing all prior calculations. The line between survival and loss is measured in a single evasive step. The hyena is accustomed to using intimidation to gain the upper hand. This time, the response comes quickly and decisively from the other side. Though herbivorous, hippopotamuses possess overwhelming power. Their charges are not tests, but declarations of status. The tusks become the clearest statement of territory. There is no concession in this confrontation. Dominance is decided by mass and resolve. Loss does not erase protective instinct. The mother hippopotamus stands firm, even as opportunists wait for a lapse. The hyenas recognize a boundary that cannot be crossed. This is not a hunt, but a statement that maternal bond does not depend on outcome. Under pressure from multiple directions, the mother rhinoceros avoids reckless retaliation. Every movement centers on keeping the calf within a safe zone. Advancing while facing the threat reduces overall risk. Sometimes, protecting offspring lies in retreating at the right moment. The hyena chooses the most vulnerable moment to approach. But the response from the antelope parents is faster and more decisive than expected. The resulting confusion makes every movement harder to control. In that brief instant, a single misstep is enough to change the entire outcome. A hippopotamus carcass becomes the center of a quiet contest. Hyenas quickly take control of the area, repeatedly driving away late arrivals. The meal is not just food, but control over the surrounding space. In the hyena's world, holding position means keeping the reward. Scent spreads through the dry heat of the savanna. Hyenas follow the trail, reaching the food source before others take notice. A timely discovery opens access to a rare meal. For hyenas, scent functions as a map for survival. A peaceful moment is disrupted by unnecessary provocation. Hippopotamuses respond instantly, turning stillness into a clear warning. The lioness is forced to withdraw in the face of strength beyond expectation. Some territories demand a heavy price for curiosity. A single individual is never the whole story with hippopotamuses. The lion's presence triggers a coordinated group response. No prolonged chase is needed, only sustained pressure. The lion retreats into terrain that offers no advantage. One misstep places the lion inside the hyena's zone of control. Pressure builds from every direction, leaving no opening to respond. The lion cannot isolate a single target within the dense ring. On the savanna, numbers alone can sometimes unsettle a dominant predator. The hyena approaches with the familiar confidence of an opportunistic hunter. The opponent does not respond with movement, but with waiting. No warning signal, no second chance. The advantage shifts sides in complete silence. At times, the savanna punishes overconfidence without making a sound. Hunger draws the hyena toward prey under strict protection. Boldness is not enough to break the lion's advantage in size and position. The approach ends quickly without a prolonged confrontation. Within the established order of the savanna, patience knows its place. The hyenas do not need to prove strength in this moment. They recognize that the food source is no longer properly guarded. No contest, no display, only cold patience. Every movement is aimed at using what remains as efficiently as possible. Not every conflict comes from an outside rival. When internal order is challenged, tension turns into direct confrontation. Rank determines who advances and who must retreat without warning. In the hyena's world, power is sometimes decided within the clan itself.
In a brief moment away from familiar protection, a young hippopotamus becomes the focus on open terrain. Hyenas move in quickly, taking advantage of isolation and limited defensive experience. Collective pressure, combined with an estimated bite force of around 1,200 pounds per square inch, creates an overwhelming presence. The situation turns decisively as survival advantage no longer favors the weaker individual.
Patience, endurance, and an unwillingness to give up. That is how hyenas hold their ground among larger predators. The wild is not only about strength, but about lasting until the very end. Thank you for staying with today's journey. If these real stories of survival speak to you, subscribe to the channel to continue exploring the natural world in the videos ahead.